What's going on? It's your boy DameSmiff. And so this evening we're going to talk about why you are not smart enough to commit crimes and be a successful musician. So, if you are interested in conversations like this, make sure you hit the like button and make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can find the latest videos that I post. So, what do I mean by you are not smart enough to commit crimes and be a successful musician? Well, I mean that in the sense of the strategies it seems to take for the very few people we have ever heard of be successful in crime or get caught doing a crime and wind up being successful at music is very low. The amount of people doing that are very, very low. So that proves to me that you can't only be smart, but you have to also be witty and a little bit lucky. But I want to start with smart because there's a few things that I'm noticing a trend of in terms of lyricism and culture that are leading people to just get harsher convictions than the typical I gotta fight in college, or there was a shooting once in my hood. So let's kind of break it down. So when we are considering things like subgenres, um cultural differences and things like that, they all kind of overarch under the same couple of umbrellas of just pop music, rock music, or hip hop here in America. And one of the biggest things that I've noticed is that there's been an uptick of just people who are participating in the music industry that aren't necessarily uh higher caliber individuals, if you understand what I'm saying. Like we didn't go from a Tribe Called Quest to, you know, bilingual rappers. We didn't go from break dancers to now like super dancers now. We just kind of like leveled out. It was just like the good rappers just kind of became aight rappers, and then the great dancers became aight dancers, and we just been chilling here for a while, right? So what I've realized is that the stuff that we thought was cool from rappers back in the day, or even musicians in general, the average fan is just not smart enough to overcome that and just started doubling down on what they thought worked. So on a lighter note, let's say like party culture, pop music, rock music, and hip hop music all have some kind of party culture. But what then started to happen was people who were attending parties stopped becoming like about the party and more so about the feelings. And let's say if you went to a party and you got drunk and you wanted to hang out with your friends and then dance and just go home and have a good night, that wasn't enough anymore. So now you had to go to the club and get really drunk. You had to get wasted. That's what we called it, right? And then when you get wasted, you couldn't just dance with the girl. You had to smash some hoes. Like you had to like get two or three girls to get full sex with you, right? And after that point, why go home? Let's hit another club, right? And it just keeps going and going and going. And so people were just putting this stuff in their lyrics, and it sounded fun and crazy, but it was only fun and crazy until that became the culture amongst most people, meaning that people weren't thinking that I'm gonna go to the club and just go to the bar, buy a couple shots, and flirt with a girl and go home. It was like, no, if I'm gonna go to the club, I'm buying a table and I'm gonna bring 30 friends and we're gonna. That was the culture. So it then brought down the value of that experience. That was pretty much what happened to the airport, the subway, everything. Just kind of just it leveled out. What was really really cool and elite, we just came aight. It was just aight. You go to the club, you sit there with the bottles, and you just is aight. And the issue is that the people aren't smart enough. They're not educated on how to make this better. So instead of saying, all right, I want to dance more at the club, we had people who don't know how to dance, but knew how to make, money into the club. But instead of making music that encouraged people to dance, we only let the people who were cool make music. And usually cool people aren't really good at something. They're just kind of cool. They just sit there. And so now you have a group of people in a room, kind of like this room we're in right now, and you're just sitting there. You're just talking and drinking, and just it's like your auntie's kitchen on a Saturday night with nothing to do. And that's not a club. That's not awesome. You know what that is? That's alright. Just flat. Just boring. It's whack. And so What do I mean when I say you're not smart enough to commit crimes and be a successful musician? Well, this same level of thinking that I'm using about the nightclub culture and, party culture goes the same when you think about the artists that were rapping about or talking about drug culture. And even in rock music and pop music, drug culture. It went from you wanted to just get high to have fun to you needed to be high because we know you're running from something. They started to tell us that their depressions were directly affecting their music. It was directly affecting their lives and their people around them. And we just kind of felt bad. And similar to the cool guys that ruined the club, the sad guys ruined drugs. You know, it became a thing to where the music kind of shaped why people were taking drugs or trying drugs for the first time. They felt that if life was difficult, they could relate. And then the activities in the lifestyle were also relatable. This even bleeds into crime, which is pretty much the point I'm making this video for here. This exact same mindset that destroyed your party lifestyle and destroyed your recreational niche drug lifestyle also exacerbated the crime lifestyle. So it wasn't cool enough to just be the tough guy on the block who had rap lyrics. Um, Gang members used to always have rap lyrics. They just called them something else. But even then, their lyrics were centered around kind of like principles they believed in or maybe stood for. Now it just seems to be, for everybody, gang or not, it seems to just be that you want to showcase things that you believe or things that you've done. So you'll see people or hear people rapping about crimes that they actually committed like a week ago, just dumb. And then you'll see other people rapping about crimes that they want to commit or are willing to commit, and it's just stupid. So it goes back to you have people who are too cool to dance, trying to be in the club, which made it I. And then you have drugs, which were really for sad people and people trying to go through things and experience things. They stopped making that cool because everybody had it and everybody felt like they were sad, which made it I. And so now crime is kind of like not crazy enough if you're a musician. Like just because you shot a guy, everybody's apparently shooting everybody. So now you have to shoot everybody and everything in order to be considered I in crime. And so I think that's the problem that we've run into in general as audience members. So we don't really have a say in that kind of stuff unless we either detest it or turn the music away. And so growing up, I usually would try to relate to music that related to me personally and not just what's popular. So when I was growing up, we had like some of the craziest, dumbest songs, the most violent lyrics, and some of the, you know, wackest rappers. Like they were not putting out any good music. So my personal solution to that was to turn it off as well as create my own. So I am a musician that literally makes my own original music. So if I, feel like you guys all suck, I'll just make what I think is better and I will actually put it on the shelf alongside yours and I'll just let the audience tell. But that's the difference between me and the average, let's say, 52-year-old dad with 3 kids trying to figure out life right now. Like he's not really trying to figure out, how to make a better rap song. He's just going to turn on the radio for his kids. And then if those kids listen to the lyrics of most of you guys that I've listed in this video, they will be influenced. They will definitely be influenced. Now, it's not up to me to influence those kids. It's up to the parent. But I think the options out here, we have to be kind of honest about. Like, if you're a rapper and you think that you're going to get out here and be successful, then are you smart enough to make music and turn away a life of crime or a life of drugs or a life of, partying for no reason? Or are you smart enough to do it, get out, be successful, and actually make a name for yourself that's based on music and not, some lifestyle that honestly, no one really cares about? Because there's a lot of you out there committing crime shit. If you're watching this video right now, tonight, some man or woman somewhere is going to commit a crime that they know is wrong. And somebody is going to do drugs that they know is not for them. And some girl or guy is going to go to a club and they're going to spend money that they don't need. it happens a lot. So it's not like I'm gonna make this and change anything. It's just I need you to be aware of it because as an artist, you have the power. So if this was interesting to you guys and you want to have more conversations like this, make sure you hit that like button. And I'll make more videos like this, and I will see y'all tomorrow. I'm out. Peace.